Recording. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unleashing Potentials podcast. So, joining me today is Alexandria Johnson, all the way from the Bahamas, you guys. Hello, Alexandria. How are you?
Hello, Bernadette. How are you?
I'm good. I'm hoping you can send me some sunshine.
Please, I will, but you have to promise me that you're going to pack some coal up for us and send us some to the Bahamas. It's hot, 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 too hot.
I definitely will. I might just ship you some snow.
Oh, please, thank you. Thank you. We need it. We are burning up here in these parts. We are in our summer now, so
Mhm.
it's the weather's hot.
Yeah. How long have you lived there? Were you born and raised in the Bahamas?
Yes, born and raised in the Bahamas. So, I'm originally from a small island, of 10,000 people island, but from a community of 500 people, less 300 people now, and I moved to the city.
Okay, okay. That's awesome. So to start, can you tell us more about you and what you do?
So Alexandria Johnson just bringing a lot of love and warmth and sunshine from the Bahamas. I'm a clinical psychologist and child
Mhm.
forensic specialist. So I
Yeah.
have the amazing opportunity of walking people through their stuff and getting them over to the other side so that they can thrive, right? I get to do that every day.
Hmm.
Um, I'm a youth minister. I work in Sunday school,
Hmm.
and I'm also a life coach, a Christian life coach, and
Hmm.
an author, two-time best-selling author this year.
Hmm.
And I enjoy speaking. You know, I have the amazing opportunity to go into churches and organizations just to share about mental wellness and spiritual wellness and just to help people to thrive. Like I say, live freely and optimally from the inside out. And
Hmm.
so that's me, and that's what I do.
Hmm. That's so beautiful. What got you into the work that you're doing?
Wow, you are taking me back to my teen years.
Yes.
So I can remember it clear as day, Bernadette. I was outside playing. My grandmother was at the tub, the washing tub, washing her clothes. And my cousin came to us and he said, he's like, do you see the smoke? And we was like, oh yeah, we see the smoke. He's
Mhm.
like, that smoke is coming from your aunt's house. So my cousin, he came to my grandmother, he's like, do you see that smoke? He's like, that smoke is coming to your from your aunt's house. You have to come with me. So my aunt was 78 years old. She lived alone. And so I was my grandmother's travel buddy, right? Everywhere she went, I went. She was like, come. And so we went about a few minutes, we were there at our house. The fire truck was there as well. The police was also there.
Mhm.
And so my grandmother was talking to the police. And so while she was talking to the police, I went around the house to try to get inside, to see what was happening because the house was partially burned. When I got inside, I saw my 78-year-old aunt burned to death.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh.
And it was strange. Only the chair that she was in was burnt.
Hmm.
Everything else around her stove, the oil stove, the pipe, everything else around her was untouched. And I heard the police, he was saying to my grandmother that this looks like a crime scene. It looks like a murder scene. And I remember walking away from that and saying, I don't want another family to have to go through this. How can I help people?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I'm from a small island. There's nobody that I can ask. So I had to embrace this journey of going to the library and typing in how can I help people. And I saw stuff like psychologists start coming back, and then I saw forensic psychologists start to come back, and I was like, hmm, forensic psychologist, yes, forensic psychologist.
Hmm. Hmm.
So So I embarked on this journey, Bernadette, with $1,200 in a dream, just enough money to pay for one semester. And I embarked on this journey to be a psychologist to help people, particularly the offender population,
Mm-hmm.
to help them to rehabilitate so that they can contribute to society meaningfully and they don't cause the kind of pain to other people that I would have experienced. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's how this started for me. That's how
Wow.
this started, Bernadette.
Yeah, that's incredible. I'm sorry you had to witness that. That's a
Mm.
type of trauma for anyone that would be so hard to deal with. How old were you when the fire happened, if I may ask?
Wow, I was really, really young. I was like about 11, 12.
Oh, that's very young. Oh,
Mm,
wow.
11.
Yeah, how did you deal with the trauma? Did you get help to deal with it at such a young age?
And that's the thing. So what helped me was my church and my church family, because
Mm,
on my small island,
mm-hmm,
we don't have access to counselors and psychologists.
mm-hmm,
Like they did not exist. The
mm-hmm.
closest thing to a counselor, to somebody working in the helping profession at that time was a guidance counselor. You know,
Oh,
so
okay.
so so actually me going back home brings a different kind of energy and a new profession to my whole island. So
Yeah.
at that time, just being rooted and grounded in my church
Mm-hmm,
and using my faith and spirituality and just having my family to support me and to support us, we help each other get to that.
mm-hmm,
Because
mm-hmm,
it's still a cool case. We still don't have answers as to what, who.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Um, did your aunt and other family members survived, or you mentioned one of them passed, or were they just burnt?
Right. My aunt, yeah, she did not survive. She was burnt to death.
Oh my
She did not
goodness.
survive.
Yeah, so sorry to hear that. And I love your passion to help people because very often it's hard to step out because we're the only one in the community that's making an impact. Oh, it can be hard because we don't know what people may think of us. I love your passion that you just went for it because you had something to offer and still do to give people.
Yeah, yeah. And Bernadette, it took a lot of courage because when I started to tell people that, oh, I was, thinking about going to school to be a psychologist,
Mm,
everybody was like, you're not gonna, not everybody, but some people, they were skeptical. They were like, you're not gonna find work like where we work, because nobody had never heard of it. But
mhm,
but I was driven by this desire to help. Like somebody need to be helping these offenders.
mhm,
Somebody needs to be leading them, guiding them. Somebody needs to tell them that, okay, there's hope beyond this so that they won't reoffend.
mhm,
Somebody needs to not only be helping the adult offenders, but somebody need to be reaching down and helping our adolescents and
mhm.
teens.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I can see that you have a associate degree in psychology and sociology. Those are two of my absolute favorite topics. Um, yeah. Can you share what is the difference between psychology and sociology and what you do and the work that you're doing?
Right. So that's where my journey started. My journey started at a at a small community college, to be a psychologist. And so sociology really is the study of groups and group interactions and how groups function.
Mm-hmm,
Into psychology takes you to working with the human psyche and bringing hope and healing. Mhm.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. What was it like for you growing up? Did you have a great childhood? What was it like for you?
Oh man, it's when I think about my childhood, resilience come to mind.
Mm,
Um, um, faith come to mind because I think those were the two anchors for me.
mm-hmm,
Um, from a very very young child, I I I learned over the years that my very existence was threatened. And let me tell you
Mhm.
why. So my mom was a young um, Christian lady just working in the church, and she had me out of wedlock. And
Mhm.
so it was suggested to her by one of a close mentor in the community that why don't you just get rid of her? Like she's just gonna bring you shame to you, to your family, to your church.
Mhm.
Just why don't you just get rid of her? But my mom decided that no, this is not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then uh, I was born early. I was born 7 months, and so premature and being a premature baby comes with its challenges. And so
Mhm.
I fought against those. And then at a very young child, I was held up at gunpoint,
Mm.
came through that. And at 23, I was held up at gunpoint again and
Oh,
just surviving, uh, 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 just coming out of a car
yeah.
minutes before it exploded as a teenager.
Wow.
Yeah. And then
Mhm.
just surviving, verbal abuse and name calling from my father. And so that's why the words faith and resilience comes to mind.
I love those
I
two
found that,
words.
just from a baby Bernadette, I had to be a fighter.
Yes, yes, you are a fighter. And I can tell from your story you've helped so many people and you're continuing to do that as well.
Mhm.
Mhm. What does mental health mean to you?
Oh my gosh. I I I always tell people that we that mental health and having good mental health and caring for our mental health
Mhm.
is so important because if we don't have a good mental health, if we don't care for our mental health, it's very, very difficult for us to thrive.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
and I always share that if you don't care for your mental health, you will be off balance. I always walk people through the dimensions of wellness and I
Mm.
show them that you see mental health is a part of the dimensions of wellness.
Mhm.
There's a lot of stigma.
Mhm. Oh,
There's a
yes,
lot
there
of
is.
stigma.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in Canada too.
Oh, it's everywhere. It, it,
Oh, yeah.
it's like a massive elephant. We walk around it and pretend we don't see it. I'm diagnosed with different mental health issues, and that's why I'm on this quest, on a journey to not
Hmm.
only help myself, to help others, because the stigma is heavy and it's
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yes. Oh,
Hmm.
wow. That
Yeah.
is so brave and courageous.
Yeah, and I know, particularly in Black countries, I'm gonna
Hmm.
speak for myself in Haiti, it's something that
Hmm.
is taboo if people experience any form
Hmm.
of mental health issues, they're possessed and so on, right? It may be different other
Hmm.
places, but some places it's really bad.
Mhm, mhm.
Hmm.
And so we have shared realities, Bernadette, some of our challenges here. And so a lot of people are hushed and they're silent and they suffer in silence. And so when I have the opportunity to share with people about taking care of your mental health, prioritizing your mental health, I deem it an honor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm honored to be having this conversation with you. And I thank you for your time and for your passion and dedication to help others. Um, what what are some practices that you do to take care of your own mental health? Because I know when we're helping other people, we got to help ourselves as well.
Yeah, yeah. And it's so easy to get caught up to
Mm-hmm.
get caught up into what another person is going through
Yeah, yeah.
because you
Mm-hmm.
feel it's not just you're not just sitting and listening like you're going in with them.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the journey with them. You're with them for the highs and lows. You're with them for the long haul, and so it can have an impact. And so for me, when I get home, Bernadette, I spend 1 hour dancing the Afro beats.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And that's how I separate, coming from work and coming home. I love the beach, in the Bahamas. We are surrounded by beautiful beaches. And
Mhm.
so that I always take an opportunity to go to the beach and just stand in the water,
Yeah.
just listen to the waves and feel the sun rays and just
Mhm.
stand in the water, feel the cold water on my feet.
Yeah, I love that. I love nature and what it gives us. I
Mm-hmm,
can tell that it gives you a lot,
mm-hmm,
tranquility and peace and peace of mind, which is
yes,
incredible.
mm-hmm.
You're also a youth ordained pastor. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, ma'am. So, um, my faith. I I became a Christian at 7 years old. I was fascinated with the Moses story. With
Mhm.
my grandmother's telling me, I was like, okay, that's an amazing God right there. Wow, he did what to the water? He parted the Red Sea, all these people crossed. I want to know that God. And so she led me into that. But that was just the beginning of me just being involved in the church at a very early age. So at 19 years old, I was ordained as a youth pastor to lead young people. And so that was an amazing experience for me, an amazing journey. And I think it was that experience and that journey from doing that work in my small town that prepared me for every other thing that came, even with my career and working with young people.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, that's great. Um, how do you blend in your work with your faith, especially with youth? I love that you're helping youth because so many youth needs help.
Mhm. So a lot of so in my workplace, so there are ethical boundaries that we have. So we can't just talk about our faith,
Mm.
you know.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
sometimes some children may ask questions and you answer their questions.
Yeah.
And the goal is to not convert them. The goal is to answer the questions that they may have. They may have questions about
Mhm.
faith and life and um, relevance. Um, but at my church,
Mhm.
I get to use, when I speak to my teens, I work with children now. When I speak to my children, I get to use, affirmations that
Yeah.
are grounded, that are faith-based, you know, but they're grounding, they're anchors that they can use from at a very young age to help them to navigate this rough
Mhm.
terrain at life. And
Yeah.
then I have my programs that I'm developing, and they are faith-based and psychology-based.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, that's awesome. I see that you've also written some books. Can you tell me more about your books?
Yes, ma'am. Writing is an outlet. Is an outlet for me. It's something that I enjoy. I connected with it over the pandemic, Bernadette, when there was very little to do.
Yeah, I love writing too. It's fun.
Really?
I write
Yes, it
poetry.
is.
I write poetry. It comes from the
Mm,
heart. Some of the
yeah,
wording or grammar is not correct, but it's from my heart, so it's correct.
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I used the pandemic to connect with this. So I've had the amazing opportunity of writing books for children and adults. And this year, um, two of the books that I co-authored,
Mhm.
um, became Amazon bestsellers. And so that was an honor, just being from a small town and, having people recognize it with
Mm.
your work and your contribution in that way, that was an
Mhm. Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, did you say they're a children's
honor.
book?
Yes, I have
Okay.
children's books, My First Morning Prayer and Names of Our Great Big God, and then books for adults to guide them on their way. Her Story Too,
Mhm. I love that so
Breaking Mental
much.
Mold.
Mhm.
Yes, so
Yeah, I
people
love
can check
that.
them out on Amazon.
Yeah, yeah, I'll definitely share the link that you sent me so people can check them out. What is your proudest accomplishment?
Hmm, wow, yeah. I would say my most proudest accomplishment would be being featured in Times Square a few weeks,
Oh,
about 2 weeks ago.
wow. That is really cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I didn't expect that. I did not see that coming in any way, shape, or form, but myself and the 25 authors of her story, we
Mm-hmm.
were in Times Square. Like that was an unbelievable, surreal moment.
Mm-hmm. I think I think you deserve it. You've worked for it and you've worked so hard and you have the knowledge and experience.
Thank
Mm-hmm.
you.
You're welcome. So what are some goals are you working on right now? Are you writing more books?
Yes, I am. How did you know?
I just know.
Some You are spot on. I'm writing some more books. I just finished one called Healing Me. So it's helping us to connect with the parts of ourselves that need healing.
Mm-hmm.
And some writing another one. It's called Compass, and it's just a tool to help new converts, navigate the faith and grow in their faith. Um, and some other ones on pet loss. It's a kind of loss that people really don't acknowledge, but
Mm-hmm.
those who would have had a pet,
Mm-hmm.
experience a real loss when they die. It's-
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. I think all of us could always use some form of healing in our lives. All of us have so much
Mhm.
trauma that we either can see or experience or can't feel yet, but need to be healed. So that sounds like an amazing book. Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, what are some of the countries that you've traveled to?
I've traveled to Guyana.
Mm.
I've traveled to US and I've traveled to Jamaica.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Which one was your favorite?
Um, I would say Jamaica because I get to live there for an extended period of time and really experience the culture. And I
Mhm.
really love the culture and the vibes.
Mhm. Yeah, I've never been there, but I've heard amazing things.
Yes, amazing place.
Of all the warm weather and beach and food.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, oh yeah, and it's you just have this easygoing kind of feel. Oh, I've been to
Mhm.
Trinidad too. Yeah, I've
Mhm.
been to Trinidad.
That's awesome. Um, Sorry, I'm looking. So, are there any projects that you're working on right now? You're
Besides
writing
writing
a
the book,
book. What
mhm,
else are you up to in Bahamas?
um, I'm preparing for a book launch and then hoping to finish a PhD by the end of the year. We'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
I have to take my time.
That's so exciting. That's very exciting. Um, let's see. Yeah, do you have any questions for me or anything I haven't covered yet?
Um, I
I really need
just a lot
coffee.
of
Sorry, I'm
I
very
I
keep up.
I don't have questions, but I do want to say, like this is an amazing work that you are doing,
Thank you.
and it's amazing how you're using your work, your knowledge, your skill set, you know, to not only have people come on, but have people connect with their own story
Hmm.
and just provide this healing space
Yeah.
for both the guests and for both the audience. So
Hmm.
thank you for the work that you've been doing and just sending strength and courage and peace and blessings on you and your family for all that you do.
Thank you so much. And I want to thank you for everything that you're doing also. Um, so where can my listeners find you?
So they can find me on Facebook at Salt and Light International. or at Winners Avenue Books,
Mhm.
or they can connect with me via email at winwithwinnersavenuebooks@gmail.com or saltandlightwr@gmail.com.
Okay. Do you have any final thoughts, words of encouragement or wisdom for anyone who's listening?
The one thing that I would like to say is I want to encourage persons to not allow fear to be the stumbling block that cause them to play small. I would want persons to harness their fire, and to use what it is that they would have been through as fuel to share a message of hope, to bring healing to others, and to self actualize. I'm about people thriving. And so I want to encourage everyone out there to push, to don't
Mhm.
settle,
Mhm.
try it. Don't allow fear to stop you. Don't
Mhm.
allow excuses to stop you. Don't bond with your excuses, but set
Mhm.
yourself free and allow yourself to go out there and thrive. Like there is so much for you on the other side of fear and on the other side of your excuses. So allow
Mhm.
yourself to just be and get all there is that life have to offer for you. Allow yourself to get it, to live it, to experience it.
I love that. So before I let you go, I have 5 signature questions that I ask every guest. They're for 5 seconds. We'll see how this goes. What does potential mean to you?
Oh, potential means understanding your depth, how far you can go,
Mhm.
your reach, how high you can go.
I
It's
love that.
understanding that. Yeah.
What is your favorite song?
Hallelujah by Jermaine Edwards.
Oh, that's a good song. Who is your
Mhm.
favorite author?
I love John Maxwell. He just have a way of breaking things down and speaking to my soul.
I agree. Do you like cats or dogs?
Oh, I love dogs. I'm a dog mom. My dog son's name is Williams Maxwell Otto Johnson.
Oh, nice. What's your favorite movie?
Oh, I am a Gina Davis fan. So I love this one movie she acted in. It's called Long Kiss Goodnight.
Mhm.
Oh, that's my favorite movie. And Cutthroat, that's another Gina Davis movie.
Mhm.
Cutthroat Island and Long Kiss Goodnight.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for everything that you're doing around the world in your community. And thank you
Thank
for
you.
spreading God's love and light to everyone. Thank you for giving trauma a voice and for helping people heal from it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
Mhm.
so much. Oh wow, that's that. Now I'm gonna package that nugget and hold on to that. That is good stuff right there.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.